I didn't play a lot of sports growing up, but when I was a little kid, I was in karate. Played baseball up until high school, and during middle school, sometimes I'd play basketball when I got home. I did have a few injuries, which I'll share in order of how painful they were. When I was about 10, I was playing second base in a baseball game. The batter hit a ground ball right towards me. I did what I'd been taught. I walked a few steps forward, put my glove on the ground, ready to field it. But it had other ideas. The universe had placed a tiny rock in the field. Now I'm thinking about the long journey it must have taken for it to end up in that exact right spot for that moment in time. Well, the ball was a few feet away from me when it decided to use this rock as a trampoline, and it shot right up and hit me in the face. I went down pretty hard. Later, my mom tells me that she wasn't paying attention and looked up and saw me on the ground but didn't know it was me and just said, "Yikes, hope that kid's alright." After the stun of getting hit in the face with a baseball wore off, I trotted off the field with a pretty epic bloody nose. The next is a pretty rare circumstance, I imagine, getting seriously injured while playing putt-putt golf. "How did you do this?" Putt-putt. "We got another putt-putt injury." I don't know why I made that person southern. As a young kid, I was at a family picnic day for my mom's work. Basically, everyone that works together brings their family to a park and they cook out and have games to play. The next part is a little foggy because of the trauma, but I remember we had started to play putt-putt golf with another mom and her kid who was a couple years younger than me. I had just taken my turn and was talking to my mom waiting for the next person to go, when I get TKO'd by the putter. This little kid had been goofing around, and he swung his club like a bat with more force than he should have been able to generate for his size. My jaw was literally ajar, and I couldn't close it for like a day. The kid was super apologetic about it, but I still have a slight click in my jaw when I move it from side to side. Now we're moving up the ladder of pain. The initial pain of this next injury was less than the golf club to the face, but it lasted a lot longer, so it ranks higher. This is another baseball one. Looking back, I still think what I did should have worked, instead of failing miserably. Damn you, physics. I'm a runner standing on first base while the next kid on my team comes up to bat. He gets a hit, and I take off running for second base. I realize the ball is traveling a few feet right in front of me towards the second baseman. I'm up to full speed now, and the second baseman runs right in front of me and lowers down to get the ball. He's literally right in my path. By this point, I'm going too fast for any course correction, and he's down pretty low, so I think I'll just jump over him. I jump, and him being completely oblivious to me pops up right as I'm over him. His face goes right into my cleat, and the force of him popping up propels me into the air. After a crazy flip, gravity decides to do its thing, and I slam into the ground. I blacked out for a moment, then I start coming to. I remember looking up from the dirt and seeing my helmet about 10 feet away. The sounds of people yelling and scrambling around me start to register, and I realize the play is still happening. I look in front of me and see the second base is only a few feet away. I scramble up and dive for the bag right as the shortstop catches the ball and tags me out. I hobble off the field holding my arm, and although there wasn't anything gruesome about the state of my arm, the coach instantly knew it was broken. After going to the ER, I found out I broke both my arm and the smallest bone in my wrist. This is important, because while the arm only took about a month to heal, the small wrist in my bone had me in a cast for 4.5 months. Some of you who have had casts on for a long time may know about this next part. But when that thing finally came off my arm, it looked so gross. It had atrophied so much that it was just bone and dead skin. This last one takes the cake. I don't know if it was done intentionally or accidentally, but either way, it was freaking terrible. One day after school, I'm playing basketball with some neighborhood kids. I'm 6'2" now and was always tall growing up, so while my other basketball skills left something to be desired, I was really good at getting rebounds since I could reach higher than everyone else. This memory makes me cringe. Several of us were jumping up at the same time to get a rebound when this kid does a Ryu-style uppercut except with his knee right into my nuts. The pain was so intense, I can remember falling to the ground and not caring about catching myself. I could have been falling from 20 feet and I would have reacted the same. I couldn't breathe or move, I just curled up on the ground. An adult nearby had seen what had happened, and I think he understood what I was going through, because I can remember a sympathetic voice saying, "Oh man, oh, okay, it's okay, just breathe, try and breathe." It took me at least 5 minutes before I could move and crawl off the court. I don't think I've played basketball ever since. Thanks for watching my latest video. Have you had any sports injuries? Share them in the comments below, I'd love to hear about them.